Is it safe to acquire property in Abuja? This is one question that I've seen a lot of people ask, especially for those who are not familiar with the real estate market in Abuja, who have an interest in investing in Abuja, of course, but not very familiar with the real estate market here. And this can be you if you live outside of Abuja. Maybe you stay within Nigeria, yes, but you live outside of Abuja, or you are a Nigerian in the diaspora, and you have interest in investing in Abuja, but this question is on your mind: that is it safe to invest in Abuja or acquire properties in Abuja? And I'm going to try to answer this question because I was in a conversation with somebody a couple of days ago. He's a relatively very successful young guy who is not resident in Abuja. He's into real estate too because where he is outside, states outside of Abuja, he buys properties, fixes them up, and puts them up on rent. So that's some variation of real estate. And so we're in a conversation, and he said, no, he will not buy properties in Abuja. He doesn't want people to. He doesn't want to be defrauded. He doesn't want to be scammed. So he prefers to buy his properties where he's sure of the authenticity of the property, and then he can see the properties. So, and this is the biggest mistake that I see a lot of people make. The question, let me answer it, then I can come back to this. Is it safe to acquire properties in Abuja? 100% correct. It is indeed safe to acquire properties in Abuja, but there is the right way to do this. The mistake I see a lot of people make is they treat acquiring properties in Abuja like they do outside of Abuja. In states outside of Abuja, typically, when you want to buy a property, you see the property, maybe an agent helps you to find the property, you see the owner of the property, you buy the property, you sign an agreement, and then you're okay. In Abuja, it's beyond that. The land title process in Abuja is so robust and so comprehensive that if you do not understand it and you acquire properties here without doing your necessary due diligence and doing the necessary background checks and all the title transfers and documentation, then you would have done an exercise that is not complete and then expose yourself to some of the frauds that a lot of people are afraid of, or perhaps you too, you are afraid of. So the difference basically between acquiring a property in Abuja and acquiring a property outside of Abuja, let's say within a state, within Nigeria, but outside of the city of Abuja or the FCT, is that in Abuja, when you are acquiring properties, whether you are acquiring property from an individual, from a company, or from a developer, or even a government property, you need to follow these procedures to ensure that each documentation procedure is done to the latter so that it will be protected. Now, as to the question of whether it is safe to acquire properties here, I believe it is safer to acquire properties in Abuja than any other place within the country. And the reason is because the title documentation process in Abuja is robust. It's robust. The AG system, which is Abuja Geographical Information System, it's so comprehensive such that once you take the plot number of a property and you take it to AGs, you're able to get the history of that property. And then once you go to the FCT High Court, you're able to understand if a particular property is encumbered, if there are legal actions or people are dragging the property in court. But you don't have these robust systems out of the states. Maybe you have it in Lagos and in Kaduna. I don't know about the other states, but most of these states, especially like the one this individual was talking to, you don't have this system. So basically what people do is they say, this is my land, this is how much I'm selling it, to take it, and then they sign a deed of assignment. So it is very, very important that for somebody who has interest in investing in Abuja properties, understands these requirements, all these processes and all these documentation processes that need to be done before they proceed. The truth is, property in Abuja appreciates. In fact, there's a return on investment of anywhere between 11 to 20% if you buy in the right locations. So if you're somebody who is interested in real estate, you're already doing investing in real estate outside of Abuja, let's say in a place like maybe Enugu, Port Harcourt, or Kaduna, or wherever. So if you are already investing, that means you have an interest in real estate and you understand the value of real estate investing. So it is not enough for you to say, oh, because Abuja, I've heard a lot of stories, I've heard a lot of fraudulent stories, then I'll be afraid to invest, because you'll be shortchanging yourself. So it is important that if you have an interest in real estate and you want to go into real estate, Abuja is a place for you to be. Because outside being the federal capital territory, Abuja is a place where people are coming in every day. You have government offices, you have expatriates, you have diplomats, all business, very robust business community needing real estate. So there's a need for commercial real estate, there's a need for residential real estate, there's a need for all of this. So this is a place where you should come in. This is a place where you should bring in your capital to invest and then to reap the benefits that all others have been reaping. And the basic problem has always been, oh, am I going to be defrauded? Which is the reason why we have put together a program we call Property Investment Advisory Pack. The Property Investment Advisory Pack, what it does is it takes your investment goals, put them together in line with the trends and requirements in Abuja, and then gives you back a check by check framework of what you should do, how you should deploy your funds, where you should buy, what type of property you buy, and then how you should even handle the transaction so that you invest safely, securely, and then you get the best value for your money. We have this property investment advisory pack goes for 300,000 naira, but we don't sell it. We offer it free to select investors who meet our set criteria. So if this is something that you are interested in, if you have funds in savings that you want to invest in the Abuja property market, but you're not very familiar and then you're not very sure, this is a starting point. You can take our property investment advisory pack. It helps you shape all of your investment goals, and then when you are ready, you make informed investment decisions and you don't lose money. So if this is something that's interesting to you, get into our comment section, or maybe you comment to this video, or if there's a link in the bio, you click it so that you can visit our website and see if you qualify to receive this 300,000 naira investment. Cheers. And if you have any questions, please drop them and comments, drop them, and our team will be happy to respond. Thank you so much. Cheers.